Hello friends, in our channel we have prepared totally 8 videos in the concept of basics of stock market. By watching those videos continuously, you will get complete idea about stock market. Remaining videos link were in description. Particularly in this video, I am going to discuss about the topic promoter, face value, how a company decides total number of shares, long-term capital gain, dividend, role of SEBI, BSE and NSE, how the share price was decided. All the concepts I have explained with proper example. First we will see what is the meaning of share. A small part of ownership in a company is called as a share. For example, we can assume that Britannia company have totally 10 number of shares. If I purchase one share of Britannia company, that means in my holding, I have 1/10 of Britannia company's ownership. That was the actual meaning for that. The term share can be named as stock, equity share, equity stock, equity securities. These all terms will give the same meaning. Next, share market or stock exchange. This is simply a marketplace. In this market, we are able to buy and sell the company shares. Every time we used to hear the name of two stock exchanges only. First, Bombay Stock Exchange, BSE. Second, National Stock Exchange, NSE. There are some other stock exchanges also, like Kolkata Stock Exchange, Madras Stock Exchange, Cochin Stock Exchange. But in BSE and NSE market only, high volume of trading happens, and these two are the biggest market in India. In Mumbai only, both BSE and NSE market were located. In Asia, the oldest stock exchange is Bombay Stock Exchange only. It was started in the year 1875. National Stock Exchange was started only in the year 1992. But when compared to BSE, NSE is the biggest market where high volume of trading happens. NSE is the third largest stock exchange in the world and BSE is 10th largest. Around 1600 companies were listed in NSE and around 5500 companies were listed in BSE. Next, what is listed companies means? If a company got listed in BSE and NSE, then only we can buy or sell that company share. For example, is it possible to buy Patanjali company share means? No, it is not possible because Patanjali company was still now not listed in BSE or NSE. So, we cannot purchase Patanjali company share. Suppose if a company listed only in NSE market, not in BSE, then we can buy or sell that company share only from NSE. We cannot buy or sell from BSE. Suppose that company got listed in both BSE and NSE, then there is no limitation. We can buy or sell that company share from any stock exchange. We cannot buy or sell the shares directly from BSE or NSE website. Instead, in India there are so many stockbrokers are there. Through these stockbrokers only we can buy or sell the shares. We have to select a best stockbroker first. From that stockbroker, we have to open Demat and trading account. We can open this account in online itself. After opening this account only, we can buy or sell the shares through that stockbrokers. In stock exchange, every day crores and crores of shares will be traded among the investors. During the market hour, every time there will be some buyers and there will be some sellers always available in the market. If I want to purchase a Reliance Industries share in market price, I will place a buy order. My stockbroker will forward my buy order to the stock exchange. Similarly, there will be some seller in the market. He will place a sell order. His stockbroker will forward his sell order to stock exchange. Both the buy order and sell order get matched in the stock exchange. Next, through the concerned stockbrokers, shares and amount will be transferred. That is, I have placed buy order. So, in my account, shares get credited. And to the seller account, money will be credited. Stockbrokers were the licensed representative of stock exchanges. These stockbrokers only connect investors and stock exchanges. For every buy order and sell order, stockbrokers will charge brokerage. So, first itself select a best stockbroker who charges less brokerage. And after that, you open the Demat account with that stockbroker. In before generation, placing buy order or sell order and transfer of share certificate, everything will happen through post only. If I place a buy order, after 30 working days only, I will receive the share certificate in my hand in physical format. But now, both BSE and NSE follows electronic trading system. If I place a buy order in market price, immediately my order will get executed. And in 2 working days, I will receive my shares in my Demat account. Similarly, if I place a sell order, in 2 working days, money will be credited in my account. Just if you have an Android mobile with internet connection, that is enough to place a buy order or sell order. In online itself, you can place your order. Due to this electronic trading system, BSE and NSE had given a common platform for investors. So, when compared to early generation, now investors had increased. If investors get increased, then the listed companies in BSE and NSE will get more benefit because they can raise more fund for their business. But in this, what is the benefit for stock exchanges means the listed companies in BSE and NSE will pay the fees for BSE and NSE, and for every buy order and sell order they get trading commission from the investors also. Next term we are going to see is promoter. A person who actually start a business, he was called as promoter. Suppose 100% jointly started a business, then all that 100 persons were promoters. For example, promoter of Reliance was Dhirubhai Ambani because he actually started the business. Next we will see why the company promoters were listing their companies in stock exchange. A promoter start a business with capital amount. Suppose that business was doing good, then he would like to extend his branches more. For that he need additional fund. For raising the additional fund, first option he can take loan. Second option, he can list his company in stock exchange and raise the fund from share market investors. Suppose if a promoter is taking loan from bank, in this case regularly he has to repay the loan and interest amount. For example, let me assume that promoter gets 1000 rupees from the sales of the product and manufacturing cost is 800 rupees. Then that promoter's profit will be 200 rupees. But from that 200 rupees he has to repay his loan so that promoter cannot develop his business further. Suppose instead of taking loan from bank, let me assume that promoter had listed his company in stock exchange so that promoter can raise fund from the public by selling his company shares. Now, for example, that promoter is getting 200 rupees profit from his business. In this situation, there is no any compulsion that profit amount has to be given to the shareholders like that. That promoter can use that profit amount to develop his business further. If I purchase any company shares, then I will get ownership credit of that company. But with that ownership credit, I cannot claim for the profit of that company because promoter will be the main decision making authority. Then you may think, what is the benefit for shareholders? Before purchasing any company shares, we have to do first fundamental analysis of that company. That is, we have to check what is the sales and profit of that company, what is the status of balance sheet, whether there is any cases filed against promoter. Like this, at least 8 parameters we have to analyze and then we have to purchase that company shares. If any company is performing good, then in market there will be a big demand for that company shares. Suppose demand increase for any product, then that product price will increase. Same thing will happen in share market also. If demand increase for any share, then that share price will increase. For example, let me assume that you are buying a company share for the price of 100 rupees. In 6 months or 1 year, due to high demand, that share price will increase to 130 rupees like that. By that time, if you are selling that share, then you will get 30 rupees profit. That is 30% profit. Next, we are going to see the term face value. For every company shares, there will be a face value. For example, we can take Britannia company. At present, Britannia share is trading at the market price of 3100 rupees. But the face value of Britannia company share is 1 rupee only. Face value means during the beginning of Britannia company, that company's one share price is 1 rupee only. But now, one share price of Britannia company is 3100 rupees. Face value means initial value of the share or historical value of the share. I can tell that Britannia company share is trading with a premium value of 3100 minus 1 rupee. That is 3099 rupees. That is, Britannia company share is trading with a premium of 3099 rupees. Premium means how much the share price of Britannia had increased from the initial value to the current market value. We can take one more example. The face value of Reliance share is 10 rupees. As on today, the market price is 1500 rupees. How I can tell this in another way is, Reliance share is trading with a premium of 1490 rupees. One company, as per their choice, they cannot create any number of shares. How a company decides total number of shares and face value, that I will explain with one example so that you can easily understand. For example, let me assume that I am starting a company named ABC Private Limited. I am starting this company with initial investment of rupees 1 lakh. This 1 lakh initial investment amount is called as authorized capital. The authorized capital is nothing but how much a promoter put initial investment to start a business. That is authorized capital. This authorized capital plays a major role in calculating total number of shares and face value. My company ABC Private Limited was started by myself. So, I am the only promoter for my company. Initially, my company will have only one share and that one share will be in my holding only. As my company have only one share, so the face value of that one share will be rupees 1 lakh because face value is nothing but the initial value or historical value of the share. If I assume that there are two promoters, then two number of shares will be there, and in this case face value of shares will be 50,000 rupees. This is a simple logic only. Suppose in next 2-3 years my company is performing good, then I will like to extend my branches more. For that I need additional fund. To raise that fund, first step what I will do is I will explain about my business to my friends and relatives. I will find out among them who were interested to invest in my business. Let me assume that in that 100 people were ready to invest in my business. Next step what I will do is I will convert one share of my company into n number of shares. This is a simple calculation only. Any company's authorized capital mostly will not change. My company's authorized capital is rupees 1 lakh. Initially my company have only one share and face value of that one share is rupees 1 lakh. Now to convert that one share into n number of shares, I have to fix a small amount as face value. For this conversion, the formula is face value into total number of shares equal to authorized capital. Promoter can decide the face value of the shares. So, I have decided my company shares face value as 10 rupees. In this case, I will get authorized capital 1 lakh divided by face value 10 rupees. I will get my company's total number of shares as 10,000. Suppose if I decide face value as 1 rupee, then my company's total number of shares will be 1 lakh. It is a simple calculation only. Now, my company's authorized capital is 1 lakh. Face value is 10 rupees. Total number of shares are 10,000 and 100 people are ready to invest in my business. Let me assume that this 100 people are ready to purchase each one share of my company. So, I have given one share to each people. For every one, I will give one share certificate in material format. After selling total 100 shares, in my promoter holding, I will have total 9,900 shares. Next, for how much rupees I had sold the shares to that 100 people, we will see now. I will not sell my shares for the face value of rupees 10 because face value is the value of the share when my business had started. But now in 2-3 years my business had developed. So definitely I cannot sell my shares for the face value. Next I will calculate the current worth of my company. Current worth will be calculated based on the assets and liabilities of the company. Current worth formula is my company's asset value minus liabilities value. In this, liabilities is like loan which I have taken from any bank. Let me assume that my company's current worth is 10 lakh rupees. From this, I can calculate current worth of one share. That is, current worth of the company 10 lakh rupees divided by total number of shares 10,000. I will get 100 rupees. My company's current worth of one share is 100 rupees. In simple, I can tell that in 2 to 3 years, my company's share worth had increased from 10 rupees to 100 rupees. So, to that 100 people, I will sell my shares for 100 rupees. I had issued 100 shares for 100 rupees each. So, totally I had raised 10,000 rupees fund. For those 100 people, I had issued share certificate in material format. There is no connection between this process and stock exchange because my company is not listed in stock exchange. This is simply a private limited company. Just I had directly issued share certificate to my friends and relatives and raised fund. That's it. Let me assume that again in next 2-3 years, if my business is getting well developed and if I plan to start a new project in my business, then for that additional fund is needed for me. For raising fund, again I will search for additional people who are ready to invest in my business. Let me assume that additional 100 people are ready to invest. So, to that 100 people, I will issue my share certificate and raise fund from them. For this now, again I will calculate current worth of one share and for that price only I will issue my company shares to that additional people. At present, my company's total 200 shares were with public and remaining 9,800 shares in my promoter holding. That is, 2% of my company share is with public and remaining 98% shares in my promoter holding. Suppose if I want to raise fund again, this time I cannot add any additional shareholders in my company because my company is a private limited company. According to company law, a private limited company can have maximum 200 shareholders only, not more than that. For adding more than 200 shareholders, first I have to convert my ABC private limited company into ABC public limited company. Next step is I has to find out many investors and has to issue many physical share certificate. When the investors getting increased, by that time physical maintenance will be a very tedious job. So instead of this, I can list my ABC public limited company in BSE and NSE, so that in India anyone can easily purchase my company shares and it will be easy to raise fund for my business also. While listing my ABC public limited company in BSE and NSE, again I will calculate the current worth of one share and for that price only I will issue my company shares to the public. Mostly, promoters will have majority of shares in their holding and issue the remaining shares to public. ABC public limited company's total number of shares are 10,000. In that, I had decided to keep 60% of the shares in my promoter holding and issue the remaining 40% of the shares to public. 60% means 6,000 shares I will keep in my promoter holding. In remaining 4,000 shares, already I had issued 200 shares. So, balance I have 3,800 shares. While listing in BSE and NSE, I will issue these 3,800 shares to the public. Public will first analyze my company's fundamental and then they will decide whether to buy my company shares or not. Mostly, promoter will have maximum percentage of shares in their holding, so that they will have good decision making power in their company. If the promoter is having less percentage of shareholding, then public will lose confidence on that company. Now, practically we can see one example. We all know this supermarket D-Mart. This supermarket have many branches throughout India. In 2017, D-Mart was listed in BSE and NSE. Total number of shares of D-Mart is around 62 crores. They offered about 10% of shares to public. That is 6 crores of shares they offered to public. Face value is 10 rupees. While listing in BSE and NSE, D-Mart offered the shares to public for 299 rupees. In second image, we can see how the share of D-Mart got traded in share market. In the very first day of listing in NSE and BSE, the opening price of the share was rupees 600. Reason behind this share price rise was fundamental of D-Mart is good, so that demand for that share is more. At present in 2020, this share was trading at the price of around 1,900 rupees. The factor which decides the price of the shares in stock exchange is demand and supply. If a product have more demand and supply is very less, then that product price will increase. Best example for this is gold. In market, gold demand is more but supply is very less, so that the price of the gold is keep on increasing. Same thing will happen in share market also. If a company shares have 100 buy orders and only 10 sell orders, then that share price will increase. If the sell order is more and buy order is very less, then that share price will decrease. In 2008, we all know about US economic crisis. By that time, all the investors were selling their shares, but in market there is no buyers. Because of that, all the share prices had crashed like anything. We all know about Yes Bank share. It is one of the well performed share, but in 2018, RBI had taken a legal action against Yes Bank promoter Rana Kapoor. By knowing this news, most of the Yes Bank investors were ready to sell their shares, but there is no buyers in the market. So, in market, Yes Bank shares had crashed like anything. Mostly, all the share market investors will analyze the fundamental of the company. If a company is performing good in fundamental, then that company shares demand will increase. So, that company shares market price will also increase. Next, we are going to see the term LTCG, that is long term capital gain. If I buy any company share and hold that share for more than 1 year, and while selling that share, if I earn profit, then that profit is called as LTCG. For example, I am buying Britannia share for 3,000 rupees and I am holding that share for more than 1 year. Let me assume that next year Britannia share price increased to 3500 rupees. After 1 year, if I am selling that share means my profit will be 500 rupees. That 500 rupees profit is my long term capital gain. Next we are going to see the term STCG, that is short term capital gain. If I buy any company share and hold that share for less than 1 year, and while selling that share if I earn profit, then that profit will be considered as STCG. Next term we are going to discuss is dividend. If a company distributes a small amount of its profit to their shareholders, then that is called as dividend. Always company will announce as dividend like 100% dividend, 200% dividend, like that they will announce. How the dividend is calculated means based on the face value of that company shares only dividend is calculated. For example, let me assume that Reliance Industry announces 100% dividend. Face value of Reliance share is 10 rupees. Dividend is nothing but 100% of face value. That is, for 10 rupees, 100% means I will get 10 rupees. So, dividend is 10 rupees. If I have one share of Reliance, then I will get 10 rupees as dividend. If I have two shares, then I will get 20 rupees dividend. There is no any compulsion for the companies that every year company should announce as dividend like that. Some of the companies will not announce as dividend itself. Instead, they will use their profit to develop their business. Google never announced dividend for their shareholders. What the Google used to tell is the profit of Google is reinvested in new projects. Because of that, the share price of Google will increase. This increase in share price will be a big profit for shareholders than the dividend amount. Mostly, public sector companies like Coal India Limited, Indian Oil, SBI, they will announce more dividend. If you need more dividend, then you can be a shareholder of this company. But the drawback is this company shares may not earn more profit for you. Why these public sector companies are announcing more dividend we will see now. President is the promoter of these companies. That is, more than 50% shares of these companies are in promoters holding, indirectly with government. Whenever government is running with shortage of money, then these public sector companies will announce dividend. In this dividend amount, major portion will goes to promoter, that is to the government account. How RBI is regulating the rules of banks? In the same way, all the stock exchanges rules were regulated by SEBI. SEBI means Securities and Exchange Board of India. This is working under Government of India. In next slide, we will see what is the role of SEBI. SEBI is the responsible person to frame all the rules and regulations for stock exchanges, stock brokers, listed companies and investors also. In this, if any one of them involved in fraud or malpractice, then SEBI is the responsible person to take action. The listed companies who raise the fund from the investors has to use that fund properly in their business. SEBI will be very strict on this. And if stockbrokers does any fraud with investors, then that also can be complained with SEBI. As stockbrokers are going to handle the investors' money, so SEBI will check all the background of brokerage company and then only SEBI will issue the stockbroker license. To encourage many investors in share market, SEBI is conducting many diploma courses. Almost in all state capital SEBI office were located. Courses were conducted in SEBI office. About the courses, you can get information in SEBI's official website. In share market, most of them will have this doubt, that is whether I can purchase more quantity of shares of a particular company and whether I can become the promoter of that company like that. For example, we can take Britannia company. If I purchase more quantity shares of Britannia company and then whether I can become the promoter of Britannia company means, for this answer is no. SEBI have a strict rules that one individual investor can purchase maximum 5% of any company shares, not more than that. Even though SEBI is framing very strict rules, there are some exemptions like Vijay Mallya, Satyam fraud. To avoid this, please don't put all your money in one single share. Please diversify your investment in many good shares. If you smell any cases against a company, in the beginning itself you please come out of that company so that you will not have very big loss. If you like to open Demat account, then you can make use of the link available in description. If you have any doubt in this video, please give a comment. I will reply.